comes through, okay? So I'd like to give those two people to you there. And I'm told that obviously you're very spiritually driven anyway, but I feel like either your mum or your grandmother was as well, because did they do the tea? I want to drink a cup of tea, so did they do the tea reading? So thank you for giving me a cup of tea as I'm sipping it here in my head. And they're very drawn with you at the minute, and they're bringing a lot of love to you, because I feel like they're telling me that you sort of they say that you're aware of them, but of recent, either you haven't been feeling them around, or you've been asking a lot of questions that you feel like you're not getting the answer to. Does this make sense to you? Okay, so as I also have your mother and grandmother here, I also have the three gentlemen that step forward for you, okay? And I have a husband as well that steps forward, but I have more than one. Does this make sense? Lovely. So the first husband I want to talk to you about is he must have done in the building trade or done something with his hands. Does this make sense? Because he showed me this. He says he was very good. So I'm going to just throw that at you, so that's fabulous. I feel like that would have been him though to a T. He was not self-assured, because I don't want to be rude about him, but he was very confident in life. Does that make sense? And I feel as well, was this husband number one?
Well, it applies to both of them, actually.
Oh, okay, both of them. Okay, fabulous. Okay, well, he tells me he's husband number one, so I'm going to tell you that, alright? And I feel like with him that he very much was, when he was in this life, he was a bigger character than maybe what he looked like. Because I feel like he would have scooped you up, and he was the one that would have pushed you. I feel like he was your sort of, he would have pushed you forward a bit. Does that make sense? He says, because the problem with you, and that's an awful word, but that's his word, the problem with you is you always self-doubted. Yeah? And therefore he was your piece of confidence. Does that say? When you said, no, I can't do that, he'd go, yes, you bloody can. That's what he's saying to me. Does that make sense? So I'm going to bring him here with you also. Would you understand in connection as well to the name of Elizabeth? Because I want to shout Elizabeth. Okay, no, that's fine, you think about that. So I've got Elizabeth here, or they're shouting Elizabeth, and I've got the A, the capital A name, like an Anne or Annie.
I know A, anyway.
Okay, alright. And also, would you understand the connection to the name of David?
I knew David.
Yeah, okay. So I've just got all these people shouting at me for you. So what else? And also, so let's step husband number one to one side. I want to bring it through another gentleman connected to you who tells me that he had the problems with the head, or he had the concerns in his head area.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, and this is, okay, let's step two. I also got the gentleman that went across with the heart condition. Yeah? Okay, so hold on. Let them work themselves out. They're all wanting to chat, which is very kind. Okay, so the gentleman that went through with his head condition, he tells me that he had always suffered with issues with his head, but it got worse as he came to the end of his life. Does that make sense? And he then tells me that he was unable to live with you, or was there conversations about putting him being looked after or moving?
Looked after.
He looked after, okay. Because he makes me aware that it was almost as though his thoughts were no longer his own. Yeah? Okay. And he comes through with you with a lot of love. He tells me that he had the son, but it's not your son. So did he have a son? He did. Okay, lovely. So he mentions the son as well. And the reason that he draws himself to you is because he's, and I won't get into too much personal details, but he's aware of the money, or he's talking about the money. So he tells me that, have you been recently looking at money, or like what to do with it, and what to...
He controls my money.
He controlled your money?
Yes.
All right, well, he doesn't now, does he? Because he's over this side. Okay, that makes sense.
He controls it now.
He controls it now?
Yes.
Oh, cheeky. Okay. Okay. Because I feel like he was quite tight. It's almost like, I've got the money, but I'm not to spend it.
He was much too tight.
Yeah. Okay. So know that they are around you at the minute, and I'm saying to him, what's the purpose of this? Okay. He also makes me aware of you, and I want to talk about you. And as I'm drawing close to you, he's telling me that, have you had the problem with the lower part of your feet? Have you had problems with your ankle and your feet?
My feet.
Your feet. Is it like swelling, like water retention?
No.
Okay, because I'm drawn down to this area for you. He's saying that you're having the troubles with the walking though?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Do you have the stick?
Yes.
Okay. Fine, okay. She has the stick, I've told her. Okay. He was very serious, this gentleman. Different to the other ones. The other two, yeah, I don't want to say that. The other two. So the other two were a bit more light-hearted, and this one's a bit more serious. Because he's almost telling the other two off, and sort of, as I'm standing here, he's telling me to keep still because I do tend to wander. He was very much like that as well. Does that make sense to you? Also, can I also talk to you about the army or the military connections connected to you?
My whole family.
Okay, fine. Because as I'm stood here, unfortunately you can't see this, but I've got all these military people that are just standing in. And I want to talk about one of them who had the 3 medals, because he talks about having had the medals and that they were left. So I don't know if you got the medals, but somebody has got the medals. Would you understand the talks of the